Season's greetings and happy holidays. My name is Ben and welcome back to the bench for another episode here on the 12 Sprues of Kit-mas. We are moving on from build day number 1, which was a lot of fun. We're going right into build day number 2. Let's go ahead and grab that box and see what we've got in store for us today. Now, the first episode was really fun. I so much enjoyed that model kit. So now we're going to punch on through for the second kit, and fingers crossed, this is going to be just as much fun. So let's go ahead and fish around in there. We'll find that label. And there it is. Go ahead and pull that off the wall and let's go ahead and check out what we have in store for us. So fingers crossed, this is a good one. It's a very small label, so let's go ahead and flip it over and, oh, okay. We've got our first tank. I was wondering when we start getting these tanks. And surprisingly, it's actually another tiger. So yeah, 2 tigers back to back. I see what my girlfriend did there. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and grab the kit here and we'll check it out. This is actually the first tank I have built in probably a good 10 years. So I normally don't build armor, I build airplanes. So this is going to be kind of a step out of my comfort zone. 1/72 scale, Tiger 1 early production by Trumpeter. The parts look absolutely fantastic. I don't notice any flash. I don't notice any real issues. Of course, I haven't built it yet, so I don't know how the part fit is, but everything in the poly bags looks really nice. The whole is one piece. We have molded in axles for the suspension. That's okay. I don't mind that. And of course, we have a lot of road wheels and we have our turret parts and all that. The road wheels might be a little tedious, but that's usually what it is for tanks anyway. So we're going to go ahead and jump on in there. We're just going to work on some basic construction, build up all the parts and pieces, see how they fit together. These vinyl tracks, I'm still a little bit on the fence about. I don't know how they're going to work and, well, don't look all that great either. But that's going to be later on because I don't have to really mess with these right yet. But I do have some vinyl parts that have to be glued onto the rear air filters. So I don't know how that's going to go, but we're going to try it. We're going to push on. We're going to see what we can do. Let's jump into that first time lapse and let's build us a tiger tank. Let's get this show on the road. And we are back, everybody. So far, the Tiger tank has really kind of fallen together. The parts and pieces fit beautifully. There is actually a lot of detail here in this kit. A lot of it, of course, is molded in, but I'm okay with that because these parts are really tiny. We're going to go ahead and move over now here to some seam fixing, though, because there's a couple of areas on the turret and on the hull that need a little bit of Mr. Surfacer just to go ahead and kind of knock down those seams. Now, a person that was a bit more experienced with this type of model could actually come in and add in weld lines, torch cutting marks, and all that stuff. but I'm not that experienced with armor, so I'm not going to be doing that. I don't want to necessarily bite off more than I can chew, so I'm just going to come in with some Mr. Surfacer, go ahead and minimize some of those seams. I'm going to come in with some jeweler files. We're going to sand off some of the imperfections. We're going to make sure the model is a little bit cleaner than what we've got it right now, and then we're going to attempt to go ahead and do some primer. Now I'm going to be using some Mr. Surfacer for this, as I've done for most of my models these days, and we're going to prime the entire tank, and then we're going to come back with our main colors. And I'm going to probably use some of the Dunkelgelb color that I've got, again by Mr. Color, so that should work out really, really well. And then we'll come in with a little bit of maybe lightening coats here and there. Maybe we'll add in some fading, some different panel lines. I don't know what we're going to do, but we're going to do something. And of course, I got Appreciate as well. We'll probably use NATO Black just to kind of darken it down just a little bit. Some of those shadows tend to pop. So anyway, let's get on with it, guys. Let's go ahead and get some primer, do some detail painting, get that flat coat on there, and then we'll be back and I'll see how it looks. All right, so as you can see, we've got the main colors here on the tank. I went ahead and opted for Mr. Color Dunkelgelb, and that worked out decently. I also came in with a little bit of lightening coats here and there to give it a bit of a panel line variation. I, of course, had a pre-shade color with NATO Black, kind of make those colors pop a little bit more, add in some depth to the shadow. And now I'm going to come back and we're going to start doing some weathering. Now, I have no idea how to weather a tank. I really honestly don't. So I'm just going to go ahead and wing it. And we're going to come in with some panel liners and we're going to darken down wheels. We're going to darken down panels. We're going to darken down any sort of like vent or any mesh screens and whatnot. Maybe around the tools, get those to pop a little bit more. And I'm hoping that that would be just fine. I also want to come in and make my own oil washes. I've got a lot of oil paints with warm colors like yellow ochre, maybe some burnt sienna, different kind of warmer tone colors that I can use to give these a little bit more panel variation colors. And then I'll just blend everything in with a long brush and a little bit of odorless mineral spirits. That should suffice. I don't really see that being a problem. So we're going to go ahead and take it step by step and just give it a try, see what we can do. I also have a little bit of some splash mud, some track mud as well by Vallejo. So I'm going to go ahead and try those out and then come in and kind of dust over areas with some buff to give it a little bit of a dusty effect. I have no idea if this is going to work, to be honest, but we're going to try it out. And after this is all finished up, we'll overcoat it with a flat coat and we'll be back and I'll show you guys the finished product. All right, fingers crossed. Let's give it a shot. All right, everybody, we are back and well, we are finished up. This model basically went together in almost record time. Very fast build, and we like that here on the 12 Sprues. I was able to go ahead and use some different materials like rust washes and track washes. I even used some of this Vallejo mud, and also I used a little bit of splash mud as well. Came in, dusted it with a little bit of buff, and it's not great, but it's also not terrible. So here it is. This is a finished Tiger 1 1/72nd scale by Trumpeter, and it honestly was a really fun model to make. Get you a quick close-up here. You can see there's a lot of molded in details, and I tried to make those pop as much as I could. The vent detail in the back here are really nice. We've got our exhaust as well. We use a little bit of AIM weathering powder to give them a little bit of a darkened effect. And of course, we did as much as we could for weathering and oil washes, and it looks okay. It's not great, it's not perfect, and not too bad for the old 3-foot rule. The one drawback of this kit, I have to say, are the vinyl tracks and the vinyl piping here in the back for the air filters. Those are terrible. They don't want to glue, they don't want to stay put. The paint flakes off them even with primer. These tracks would not glue together, and they still don't necessarily fit as well, so I have to keep some weight on them. They don't want to glue. I had to use epoxy to get those things to stick on there, and super glue here for the top to kind of reinforce them. Still didn't work all that well, but it is what it is. We were able to get it done. We weathered it up as much as we could. Maybe if you use this for like a diorama where you had a lot of foliage covering the tracks, they'd be okay, but yeah, they're not great. But that is it, guys. Like I said, this is a fantastic little model, 1/72nd scale, Tiger 1, early production, very fast build, lots of nice detail, nowhere near perfect. I've got a lot of improvement I can go ahead and do, but not too bad, and especially for the 12 Sprues, it fit right in. I'm gonna go ahead and call it quits for this model. We're gonna jump on immediately to day number 3. We're gonna punch on through. We're gonna see what else we can build. So until our next episode, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope your holiday season is still ramping up to be an awesome one. So until then, you know the drill. Go out there, get yourself some bench time, have some fun, build something cool. Happy holidays to everyone out there, and we'll see you back here on build day number 3 here on 12 Sprues. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you soon.